Okay, back, DVD, and talk about my hallucinations. All right, there were many hallucinations, many of which I've forgotten more than I remember now, but these are the ones that have stood the test of time. I still remember them, what I remembered of them to this day. My hallucinations always, there was always a veil over my eyes or my mind uh, somehow. It was very hypnotic, very like a state of, a different state of mind. All right. And again, I don't remember when or where these were supposed to have occurred. They came back as memories. The first one I remember was uh, I was in a room, and this is 25 years ago. I was in a room, and there's a couple other people in the room with me, and there was this uh, like a man-made like a figure laying on a big table. It was looked like it was made maybe out of wire or something. Had clothes on it, and had the face was clear plastic, like one of those clear plastic faces masks you see. And someone had painted a beard and mustache on it or something, maybe eyes too. I don't know. But the important thing is, I heard a voice. There were two other people in the room with me, and I heard one of them say to the other, "Do you think he'll think it's real?" So immediately, then the memory changes to I'm standing before this figure, quite tall, and someone had turned the light on in its face. Remember, it's clear plastic, and so it's this bright light shining where its face is. And I did think it was real. So I was standing there, and I say, "Are you God?" And the voice says, "No, but I am of him." So I thought for a moment. I said, "Well, I sure would like to shake your hand." And the thing said, "Do not touch me or you will die." So I said, "Well, I mean, hey, this is God, right?" I said, "Can't you just put a glove on so I can shake your hand?" That's what I was thinking. And sure enough, there was a gloved hand appeared, and so I went to shake the hand. And that connects me to the next one that I remember. I was standing in this one. I kind of know where. I know the name of it was a bar, the Sail Inn in Tempe. I don't think it's here anymore. But I was standing in there was just one light in the room. And I was standing in that light with a figure that was standing in front of me, as this time very small, diminutive. I thought it was an old man, but I couldn't see his face. His face is all blurred out. Well, I'm shaking his hand, and he says to me, "Do you think they are your friends?" I looked over and saw my friends at the end of the bar. I turned back. He said, "Look again." I looked back, and they were no longer human. They were human-sized. The best way I can describe them is some kind of crustacean, shrimp-like or something. There was a lot of movement going on in their facial areas. A lot of legs and I don't know what all was there. So I turned back to him, and this whole time I'm pretty apathetic. And he says, "Look down." So I look down, and when I'm shaking hands, he had taken a hold of my forearm with his other hand and pulled my hand off, pulled my hand right off of my body. I started to freak out, as you can imagine. And he says, "What I take from you, I can also return to you." And so I looked down, and my hand was back on. And I, I didn't know anything what it meant. It fits into my delusions, but now, but at the time, I don't know what that meant. So that would take me to other hallucinations that I remember. Um, uh, Maybe I'll save some of those, all right, for a later time, because I don't want to have to See here, I think I'm starting to dissociate, and it gets stiff. It really is hard to talk. I got a lot of thoughts going around in here, and then try and nail one down and follow it is pretty hard to do. Um, so, anyway, there'll be pauses like this. I'm struggling. um, so, what does it all mean to me? What do those hallucinations? What have they come to mean to me? Right, that would be in the realm of my delusions. I was raised a Christian. I identified as a Christian, and I mean, I had Bible study crammed down my throat almost on a daily basis. Uh, really, it was an unhealthy Christian environment. But anyway, identify as Christian, I did, and schizophrenia helped me to. I actually had an actual transfiguration of the mind, and was able to change my beliefs. I no longer identify as a Christian, but I will use Christianity as a reference because that's the religion I know. I was a Christian all my life up until schizophrenia. So it's what I know. Nothing against Christians. Faith is what I'm. My point is going to be about faith, not which faith. So in my attempts to cancel out my beliefs, I realized that I was losing faith with schizophrenia. I felt as though I was still had faith in a God who didn't give a shit about me. So I asked myself, someone told me, say, ask yourself, why do you believe? All right. So I think, well, because it's the way I was raised. I was told to believe this. That's it, right? We are told. It's cultural here in the United States. Christianity is one of the major cultural belief systems that we identify with here in America. So, that being said, I thought, well, then I'll do the opposite of Christianity. So I started looking into black magic, in particular the Goetic. I'm not sure if I'm pronouncing this right. The Goshen, the Lesser Key of Solomon, the list of demons and whatnot, and their powers that they can give to the magician. Well, it didn't take long for me to realize two things. One, that even with all the ritual involved in this black magic, there's no such thing as magic. Same can be said about with the ritual of Christianity, all the ritual involved. But there is something there. It's not magic, though. And so I began to look at these, for the most part, 72, I think some books at 73, spirits, and seeing them maybe not as demons, not as external things, but what if they're more like aspects and alters that are in all of us? Maybe not all 72, but some of them could be. So I began seeing it like that, and also I realized that black magic and demons and all that stuff, I didn't want to believe in the devil. And I realized that, hey, that's really a Christian belief. If you worship the devil and believe in the demons and all that, that's kind of like a subcategory of Christianity, right? Right? I mean, really. So, and I chose not to believe any of that. So, I don't believe in the devil. I don't believe in heaven or hell. For those of you that do, I suggest that you read the Bible and stick to it, because that's your fate when you die. It's either heaven or hell, right? But not me, or anybody else that has a different belief. So anyway, you'll hear me refer to that. But anyway, so I backed out of Christianity that way, and I started thinking about more along the lines of science, because these things aren't magic. It's things that seem supernatural, it's not magic, but it may be a science, and maybe science that we don't know about yet. I mean, just think the age of knowledge, and where we're at now with science. She whiz. I mean, even since from when I was a kid, so much has changed. So we're learning new things. We're discovering new things. We're starting to do research on things that we've never researched before. Uh, Whatnot, so on and so forth. So I think that there's a scientific explanation for all these things that we see as supernatural. Also, another dimension, so on and so forth. But for me, what it really is it's just schizophrenia, folks. But I am trying to look at it through a scientific viewpoint lens, so I can prove it to myself that hey, maybe this is possible. I don't want to hear things like God works in mysterious ways. uh, so does cornstarch, but there is a scientific explanation for it. So I do believe in a higher power. I think it's life, and I think it's this planet, the universe. I think it's all of us. We are living things. I think it's all part of something, but I do believe in evolution, and that'll become apparent in how I think in my delusions. So anyway, uh, that's probably enough for now. Again, I hope I'm coherent enough people can understand me, what I'm trying to say. So I'm going to get set up here, and then I want to start delving into my delusions if I can. All right. Thank you. Bye-bye.